Hello my friends, and welcome to the first official luxury unboxing of 2023, which is going to be a special one because today I have an Hermes haul for you of some new things that honestly this haul seems a lot bigger than it actually is. Most of these things have been in the works for quite a while now. Some of these things I ordered back in 2022 and they only came in towards the end of last year, and then the rest I picked up, I want to say last week or more recently. But anyway, I do have some exciting new pieces to share with you, including some new home pieces. I have some new bag charms. I have something that I bought for you guys, as well as a new Hermes bag, which was completely unexpected. It was a surprise offer, and I was even more surprised that I ended up taking it, because even though it's a style that I love, it's not a color or even a leather that was ever on my radar. But I do think I'm going to do a dedicated bag unboxing, so if that's something that you would like to see, make sure that you subscribe down below. But without further ado, if you'd like to unbox everything else that I picked up from Hermes, including some home pieces, some new bag charms, something that I have a suspicion is going to be really popular and hard to get, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and keep on watching. Let's start with some of the home pieces that I picked up, which these, I honestly can't remember when I ordered these. These took so long to come in that I can't even remember when I first ordered these. But if you've been with me for a while, you may remember that I ended up starting my Hermes cutlery collection. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember, but more recently, and shortly after I picked up my first few pieces, I ended up ordering some more. I'm happy to report that my Hermes cutlery set has officially expanded with these new additions. So I was finally able to pick up a few more Hermes spoons, which I didn't order these the same time I ordered my forks and my knives, just because I already have some Hermes porcelain spoons. So I figured, what's the point of buying more spoons? Well, the point is that I have been loving these so much, and I also have been using these on a daily basis, that I figured I might as well add the spoons to my collection too. And if you didn't see my original unboxing and my original review of these cutlery, I will make sure to have it linked down below for you. But long story short, it's from the same collection. It's from the so-called Grand Attelage collection, which of course pays tribute to Hermes' equestrian heritage. And these pieces, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to spend this kind of money on cutlery, but if you love Hermes, if you love the craftsmanship, if you love what the brand stands for, these pieces of cutlery will genuinely make any meal feel like you're eating at a Michelin star restaurant. These really are beautiful. They feel super weighty. I'm not trying to convince you to get them, but if you're interested, I can tell you that you won't be disappointed. And these are things that you're going to use on a regular basis. Now, they do come in different colorways. You can either get them in silver or in gold, which I did love, and I still do love the gold collection, but those are not pieces that you can put into your dishwasher because the gold plating will eventually come off. And I also have the mosaic collection in platinum from Hermes, which is quite cool tone, so I figured getting these in silver would be a better match, and I have been loving these so much. So I'm happy to report that my Hermes cutlery family has officially been expanded. And then the other home piece, there is a little bit of a background story to go with it, because I feel like if I just show you guys this, you're gonna be like, gee, I thought you were not the biggest fan of these pieces, which I am not. But let me tell you why I ended up picking up this new piece, which is because you guys know that I do have my Avalon pillow and my Avalon blanket, which I love the look of, but the quality left me wanting more. I feel like they started pilling and they started changing color a lot faster than I would have expected for the price. Now, I have had these pieces for a few years now, so I figured it's time to give them a little bit of a facelift. So I ended up taking both the blanket and the pillowcase back to Hermes, because they do offer a cleaning service. So I dropped off both the blanket and the pillow at the same time. I have received the quote for the cleaning of the blanket, which it is going to be 175 euros, which is just mind-blowing to have a blanket dry cleaned, I assume dry cleaned, and I think they're gonna fix the pilling on the blanket, which, sorry guys, the baby's taking a nap over there, which is very much on brand when we're talking about pillows and blankets. But anyway, going back to the price, they did give me a quote, which it is going to cost me 175 euros to have the blanket cleaned, which it doesn't need to be restitched, it genuinely just needs to be cleaned, which I know is ridiculous and I wouldn't have done it, except I'm curious what they're able to do for that kind of money, so I'll have to report back to you guys on that. But at the same time of me dropping off the blanket, I also dropped off the pillowcase, which they did send back to me and said that it's not something that they're able to fix, which I definitely wanted to get this cleaned because it has seen better days and it just needs a refresh. So it's going to be going to my local dry cleaner. But other than a clean, I also asked if they could redo the stitching because it's completely my fault. It has nothing to do with Hermes, but I did let the baby sleep on this when he was a puppy, and he slowly but surely started taking the thread apart. So these pillows and blankets are finished with this thing called, I think they call it the blanket stitch, which is this really large, wide sort of a stitching, and he loved slowly dissecting these little stitches, and he, as you guys can see, the thread is still intact, but it's just basically been pulled out of the fabric. So I wanted to ask them if it's something that they could redo, and then I didn't realize this until I took this to Hermes. But he also started chewing through the corner, and my local boutique did tell me that it's unlikely that they're going to be able to fix this, but I thought I might as well ask, so I did. They sent it back saying that it's not something that they're able to work on. They cannot fix the rip, and if the rip cannot be fixed, they're not going to touch anything else on this piece. So it's going to be going to my local dry cleaner to be cleaned. Honestly, it's not the end of the world to me. If it has a little rip, I'm still going to use it and enjoy it, but I am going to take it to the dry cleaner. And while I was there talking about the blankets and the pillows, they did ask me if it's something that I would be interested in replacing in case they cannot fix the pillow for me. And I did say that if there's a new color or a color that I would enjoy, I would definitely be open to seeing it. But I didn't realize that these pieces have become so hard to get that as soon as I put them on shelves, they are almost immediately gone. So I ended up reserving one color, which they didn't know when and if it's going to arrive, but they did say that whenever they get one in, they will hold it for me, which, believe it or not, I think they ended up sending this back from Paris on a Friday or a Monday, and then the new pillow ended up coming in just a few days later. So let me show you my new Avalon pillow, which I ended up picking up in the color Camel with Acru, which is kind of hard to believe that these two are supposed to be the exact same color. So this is supposed to be Gris Clair with Acru here, and then this is Camel with Acru. And if I put these side by side, these are definitely not the same color, so I'm going to have to take better care of this. I mean, it's not like I ever really used it before getting the baby, but this might end up being his pillow, and then this is going to be mine. So this is the new pillow, which is in the color, as I mentioned, Camel and Acru, which is just a beautiful warm toned brown shade, and it actually goes perfectly with one of the next pieces that we have coming up. This next piece, I'm pretty sure I shared over on my Instagram, but I did want to give you guys a little glimpse of this in case you don't follow me over on Instagram, which was a really generous gift from my local boutique. So let me show you this really quick. This is not something that I paid for. This is something that was gifted to me, but obviously everything else I did buy. But this was just a beautiful little Christmas gift, which I have been using and enjoying. And it is this tiny back charm, which is actually 2 wings. Some of you guys thought that it was a set of keys on Instagram, but it's not. It's a set of wings. So it's basically the same idea as something like the Rodeo Pegasus, except you don't have the actual horse, you just have this pair of wings, which I thought was just an adorable gift. And I love this color combination because I don't actually have that many accessories in blue, even though it's a color that I really enjoy. So I love this. It's something that also goes really nicely with black, but since it's not something that you can buy, I didn't want to spend too much time talking about it, but I did want to share. So this was a lovely little gift. And while we are on the topic of back charms, let me show you this next back charm, which, as you guys can see from the ribbon, I picked up, I think, earlier this week. It's new for the season, but I have a suspicion that it's going to be insanely popular. So if it's something that you would like to get your hands on, make sure you request it as soon as you can. It's not something that I was planning on buying, but I think when you see it, you'll understand why I had to get it. So it is a piece for 2023. It is a current piece, and then it also came with new 2023 ribbon, because if you know Hermes, if you've been buying Hermes for a while, you know that each year they come out with a new theme that will influence everything that they do, including their ribbons for the year, which this year's ribbon says Astonishing Hermes on it. And now that we have discussed everything, even the ribbon on this box, it's time to finally get into it. So let me show you my newest back charm, not the only new back charm, but my latest one, which is kind of quirky, kind of funky, not something that I ever thought I would buy. But let me show you the detail that sold this to me, which it is the new Hermes Birdy back charm, which is quite unique for a few reasons. Number one, it not only features different leathers all in one, so it has a piece of goatskin, a piece of Epsom, a piece of Swift, and then a piece of lambskin on it, but it's also made up of different colors. Now, these back charms usually come in really vivid, funky, vibrant colors, which is just simply not my aesthetic, but I love the fact that all the colors of this bird were in the neutral family. So the tail is made of the color Nata, the wings are in a tube, the head of the bird is biscuit, and then there is a little detail of Russelli on the head and the feathers. And finally the strap, just because you do need a touch of black, the strap that you use to attach this bird onto your bag or wherever you're going to use it is in black. But the cherry on top, in my opinion at least, is the beak detail, which is made of the same strap buckle or the same design of a strap buckle that you'll find on your favorite Birkin and Kelly bags. Most Hermes bags that do come with a twist closure will have some sort of a strap buckle like this. So I just loved all the little details. I love the eyes of the bird, which I just thought was so incredibly adorable. And I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to use it on a bag yet. It is quite a sizable back charm, but I do think that it would look really nice on a larger Birkin. On Kelly's, I don't usually carry back charms, but on a Birkin 35, I thought this could be really cute. Or as a keychain, I'm also considering using this as a keychain, but let me know what you guys think. This actually completes today's unboxing. I do have a new Hermes bag to share with you, and then let's not forget about the giveaway, which is going to be coming in the next video. So if you haven't, make sure you subscribe down below. If you enjoyed this, also give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what was your last luxury purchase. I really appreciate you being here and watching, and I cannot wait to see you back in the next video, which is going to be a surprise Hermes bag unboxing. And start thinking what you think that bag could be. If you know me, you know that it's most likely not going to be a Birkin, but is it going to be a Kelly? Is it going to be a Constance? Is it going to be a non-quota bag? You can never know, because I was just as surprised as you're going to be.